Yeah, and the clock is ticking in Richmond as lawmakers are still debating the state budget. If the General Assembly and the governor don't approve a deal by the end of June, Virginia will see its first government shutdown in modern history. 7 News reporter Nick Minock live for us in Fairfax with what is holding up this budget. Nick?
Hey, Michelle, for months, data center tax breaks have been at the center of the budget stalemate in Richmond, but now there's other issues at play.
Virginia's data center tax break has become the card neither chamber is willing to fold on. Governor Abigail Spanberger is siding with House Democrats, who are going all in to preserve data center tax breaks. They argue data centers are the Commonwealth's economic ace, providing billions of dollars in local tax revenue. But Senate Democratic leaders want to remove the tax break so the Commonwealth can give $2 billion more to services like public education.
There are a lot of other things in our budget that are underfunded, like Medicaid or higher education. And $2 billion could go a long way there, but K through 12 is definitely by far the largest.
Democratic Senate Majority Leader Scott Surville adds the deck is stacked against some communities suffering from data center impacts, like the threat of massive substations being built next to homes and farmland and high voltage transmission lines that would be built on homeowners' properties to power data centers elsewhere. Republican Senator Glenn Sturdivant agrees.
They're worried about it, the impact on their electric bills, the impact on the water supply. My hope is that the Senate position prevails, that we eliminate this huge tax break. Data centers are not some sort of small startup anymore, like when this tax break was created 20 years ago. It's a very different situation now. They can afford to pay their fair share.
While the General Assembly is trying to play its cards right, Governor Spanberger's veto of skill games and retail marijuana bills has reshuffled budget talks and revenue sources. But Senator Surville explains retail marijuana is still in the deck.
It is possible for us, however, to put policy like that into the budget and adopt it in the budget, and then put that on the governor's desk. So I wouldn't say that the cannabis retail market is totally dead yet for this year.
And now both sides are waiting for what card will be played next in Virginia's budget standoff.
Now, I reached out to the governor's team today by email and asked them would she veto or sign a budget if retail marijuana sales was in that budget. So far, we haven't heard from her team. Back to you.
Well, Nick, I know a lot of sides, both sides of this, hoping for a deal to be reached, because what kind of impact would a state government shutdown have in the Commonwealth?
Yeah, I asked both senators you just heard from that question, and they told me we don't fully know what kind of impact because we haven't had a state government shutdown in Virginia, at least not in modern history. But we know in localities like here in Fairfax County and Prince William, Loudoun, all the localities rely on state funding for things like K through 12 education and law enforcement, so those would be impacted. Reporting live in Fairfax, Nick Minock, 7 News.